Why don't you just give motorists that little bit of reassurance now and tell them it's not going to go up?
Well, fuel duty is set until September, as you rightly say, in terms of the cut. That will remain the position. The other measures that we're taking today, obviously energy bills are going down today, on average by £100 a household, and that will remain down until the end of June, whatever happens in the conflict. And I know people are concerned to know that that remains the case, whatever happens in the conflict. So let me be clear about that. And those that are heating their homes with oil are obviously getting support. We are keeping this under review. Obviously, a lot will depend on how long the conflict goes on, how quickly the Strait of Hormuz can be opened. And that's why I've made the statement I have today about the next step that we're taking, particularly on the Strait of Hormuz, which will be crucial in terms of what actually happens to energy prices and how long there's a spike in those prices. So that's the action that we're taking today. I've got ITV, Harry. Harry.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Harry Houghton from ITV News. President Trump has said this morning that he's considering pulling the US out of NATO. You've just talked about looking at a new long-term partnership with the EU, including on security. Is this an acknowledgement that Britain's long-term security relationship with the United States is about to change?
Well, let me say a number of things in response to that. Firstly, NATO is the single most effective military alliance the world has ever seen. And it has kept us safe for many decades, and we are fully committed to NATO. Secondly, that whatever the pressure on me and others, whatever the noise, I'm going to act in the British national interest in all the decisions that I make. And that's why I've been absolutely clear that this is not our war, and we're not going to get dragged into it. But I'm equally clear that when it comes to defence and security and our economic future, we have to have closer ties with Europe. That's why we had the summit last year. This year, as I've just announced, there'll be a further summit. We will make good on the commitments that we put in place last year, but we will also go further in relation to the alignment. Thank you very much, Harry. I've got Lucy from Sky. Lucy.
Thank you. Prime Minister, you're talking here, of course, today about the cost of living. You said yourself, nothing in this speech is new. You've got the Australian Prime Minister earlier talking about slashing tax on petrol and diesel, telling people not to use more than they need. Can you be really clear to people at home listening to this? Should they be looking at changing their behaviours now?
Well, in terms of the situation, we're monitoring it carefully. We had a Cobra meeting looking at the ongoing impacts here in Britain yesterday. That is being monitored daily. I had the business sector in on Monday to discuss with them, this was shipping, finance, insurance, to discuss with them mainly how we deal with the Strait of Hormuz, how quickly we can get action there to get the supply open or fully open. And that is what we are doing. They're decisions that we think are right here, and we will continue to do that. But I emphasise, again, it's clear to me that the main determinant now of the impact is going to be how long the conflict goes on, and the question of how quickly we can get safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz.
बरतानवी वज़ीर-ए-आज़म की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस जारी है।
हल्की फुल्की भूख हमेशा बेवक्त ही क्यों लगती है?
हल्का फुल्का
टीवी में किसी को खाता देख लिया तो लग जाएगी। ये लेट नाइट बिन बताए मजे से आ जाएगी। अब बेवक्त की भूख को बहलाने के लिए कोई वक्त नहीं चाहिए। इसके लिए तो सिर्फ हल्का फुल्का डक चाहिए। क्रिस्पी, सॉल्टी, लाइट, खाओ बेवक्त, खाओ हर वक्त।
Candyland, non-stop fun करते जाओ।
खेलते हैं बालों का fill in the blanks। अपने बालों के बारे में कुछ अच्छा भरिए।
कुछ अच्छा
हेयर फॉल की वजह से कुछ अच्छा नहीं भर पाए? आपके बालों को चाहिए प्रोटीन का रिफिल। नया डव हेयर फॉल रेस्क्यू। इसमें है बायो प्रोटीन, ये बालों के खाली हिस्सों में प्रोटीन फिल करके हेयर फॉल कम करे 98% तक। अब बाल